You're watching TAG TV.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 22nd of January. 3 terrorists neutralized in encounter in India's Jammu and Kashmir. Protests erupt in Pakistan after police kills family in encounter. And Taliban attack on Afghan security base kills over 100. And now for all the details. Security forces gunned down 3 terrorists in an encounter in Shopian district of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Tuesday. This was the second encounter in 24 hours in the province.
Three terrorists were neutralized in an encounter with security forces in Shopian district of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Tuesday. The encounter broke out early on Tuesday morning after security forces had launched operation in Hef-Shirmal area in Shopian and the cordoned off. The search operations turned into a gunfight after terrorists opened fire on the security forces. This is the second encounter in the last 24 hours in the valley. On Monday, in a similar encounter, 3 terrorists were gunned down by security forces in Budgan district of the province. India accuses neighbouring Pakistan of regularly arming and infiltrating terrorists across the border to spread unrest in Kashmir Valley. Pakistan denies the allegations.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed an overseas Indians conference in northern Varanasi city on Tuesday. He also met with his Mauritian counterpart on the sidelines of the summit and discussed cooperation in trade and investment, development partnership and cultural linkages.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the 15th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention, a diaspora event in his parliamentary constituency of Varanasi on Tuesday. The Indian Prime Minister said that the non-resident Indians can play a great role in startup, stand-up and defence manufacturing sector while working for the development of India. Prime Minister of Mauritius Pravin Jugnauth, who attended the Overseas Indians Conference as the chief guest, said that the Diaspora Connect can be a powerful instrument in the face of increasing challenges of multilateralism.
आज भारत अनेक मामलों में दुनिया की अगुवाई करने की स्थिति में है। इंटरनेशनल सोलर अलायंस यानी ऐसा ही एक मंच है। इसके माध्यम से हम दुनिया को वन वर्ल्ड, वन सन, वन ग्रीड उस तरफ ले जाना चाहते हैं।
The diaspora can help grow India, and India can help grow the countries where its diaspora is located by developing opportunities.
Later in the day, the Indian Prime Minister and his Mauritian counterpart held talks on the sidelines of the conference in Varanasi and discussed enhancing cooperation in trade and investment, development partnership and cultural linkages. They were also scheduled to take a boat ride and witness the famous Ganga Aarti, a Hindu ritual worshipping holy river Ganges with fire in the North Indian spiritual town.
In news from Pakistan, a Pakistani investigative team on Monday began probing the police killing of 4 people in a car over the weekend, an incident which has outraged the nation and triggered a backlash against the police amid claims of brutality. It has sparked a fresh debate about extrajudicial killings and police impunity in the country, where such encounters are not uncommon.
A Pakistani investigative team on Monday began probing the police killing of 4 people in a car over the weekend, an incident which has outraged the nation and triggered a backlash against the police amid claims of brutality. Counter-terrorism officers said they had killed a local Islamic State leader, Zishan Javed, when they sprayed a car with bullets on Saturday in the town of Sahiwal in the Punjab province. Inside the car were also grocery store owner Muhammad Khalil, his wife and their 12-year-old daughter. But the police account was disputed by eyewitnesses, including Khalil's 3 young children who survived the incident with minor wounds and were allegedly dropped off at the petrol station by local police.
ज़ीशान की कार भी दहशतगर्दों के इस्तेमाल में थी। 18 जनवरी को कैमरों की मदद से ट्रेस करते हुए एजेंसी के लोग ज़ीशान के घर तक पहुंच गए। 13 से 18 जनवरी तक कैमरों का मुआयना किया गया और 18 जनवरी को इस बात की तस्दीक हुई कि ज़ीशान दहशतगर्दों के साथ काम कर रहा है। मैं ये बात भी आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कि ज़ीशान के घर में दहशतगर्द बड़ी मिकदार में गोला बारूद के साथ मौजूद थे।
The incident triggered brief protests on Sunday in Lahore, Pakistan's second biggest city, and has sparked a fresh debate about extrajudicial killings and police impunity in the country where such encounters are not uncommon. Investigators from the Joint Investigations Team arrived in Sahiwal on Monday to begin their probe, police said. Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan tweeted that he is shocked at seeing the traumatized children who saw their parents shot before their eyes and vowed the state would look after the children.
In news from Afghanistan, a suicide car bomb explosion on an Afghan military compound in Afghanistan's Wardak province on Monday reportedly killed over 100 security forces. The incident took place after a car bomb exploded close to a base where Afghan security forces were stationed. Taliban claimed responsibility for the blast.
Taliban attack on an Afghan military compound killed over 100 security force members on Monday, before the militant group announced it had met with the US Special Envoy to the country. Officials after the attack confirmed that the attackers rammed a car bomb through a checkpoint, which later exploded close to a base where Afghan security forces are stationed. 2 Taliban attackers were also killed in a shootout at the site. This came as a meeting between the Taliban and the US Special Envoy Zalmay Khalilzad is said to have taken place over 1,000 miles away in Qatar. Last week, the Taliban threatened to pull out of negotiations because they refused for Afghanistan officials to participate, preferring instead to negotiate directly with the United States. There has been a marked increase in diplomatic efforts with the Taliban to stop the conflict in recent months, but the fighting hasn't stopped.
More news from Afghanistan. Nearly 40 million documents dating back to the time of Afghan kings and former presidents are being digitized in the archive section of the Afghan presidential palace. These documents will be made available to the public through exhibitions and a special website.
With the objective of preserving the historical documents dating back to the time of Afghan kings and former presidents, nearly 40 million documents are in the process of being digitized in the ARG archive of the Afghan presidential palace. The documents being digitalized include orders, agreements, property documents, profiles of government officials and suggestion letters. All the documents are being cleansed and the damaged ones are being repaired in the archive laboratory before being digitalized. The documents will be later made available to the public through exhibitions and a special website.
الماری بسته است که سالها اسناد به داخل ازی که باشه به هیچ وجه اسناد خراب نمیشه.
The new building for ARG's archive was established in 2018 and nearly 380 books which King Mohammad Zahir Shah used to read have been transferred to President Ashraf Ghani's library. In another room of the archive building, photos of Afghan kings and former presidents that were taken during the official trips are kept along with old Afghan books.
Authorities in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province recently launched a massive de-weeding drive in the iconic Dal Lake for the first time during winters to clean it much before the beginning of the tourist season in the valley. The lake is visited by millions of tourists every year and brings in huge revenue for boat rowers and hoteliers alike.
Authorities in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province recently launched a massive de-weeding drive in the iconic Dal Lake for the first time during winters to clean it much before the beginning of tourist season in the valley. The drive, undertaken by the Lakes and Waterways Development Authority, has been started to clean the lake of lily weeds that damage the fragile ecosystem of the lake. Over 1,500 labourers are deployed on daily basis by the authorities to clean up the moss and weed in the lake.
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि क्योंकि पहले ये समर में हो रहा था लेकिन अब गवर्नमेंट ने अच्छा स्टेप लिया है कि अब विंटर में ये काम ही हो रहा है क्योंकि जब टूरिस्ट यहाँ आने लगेंगे समर में तब ये बेहतरीन होगा कि जब वो आएंगे तो उस टाइम काम यहाँ नहीं चल रहा होगा क्योंकि ये सब फिनिश किया गया होगा इनने तो आई थिंक इट इज़ अ वेरी बिग स्टेप फॉर अस.
Kashmir Valley is among the favorite holiday destinations for skiers, travellers and adventure seekers. For nearly a century, hand-carved houseboats bobbing on the placid Dal Lake has drawn scores of visitors to the stunningly beautiful Himalayan region of Kashmir.
A Pet Fed festival was recently organized in India's showbiz capital Mumbai, where scores of dog owners gathered to pamper the canines and learn about their products for their pets. It is the biggest festival for pets in the country that offers a platform to pets and their owners to take part in different workshops and recreational activities.
A pet festival was recently organized in India's showbiz capital Mumbai, where dog owners gathered in large numbers to pamper the canines and learn about new products for their pets. During the festival, dogs of different breeds, dressed in colorful clothes, participated in various activities and played games in the play area. Dog owners were also seen shopping and learning about new products at different stalls put up during the Pet Fed festival.
That we in 2014 when we started this, we realized that there's an event for every liking of a human being, whether you like food, alcohol, music, art. There's an event for you, but there wasn't anything for people who like pets. There was nothing for pets themselves, so we thought that why not create something where people who like animals, people who have animals can come together and have some fun and enjoy the way we do when we go out with our friends.
Pet Fed, the biggest festival for pets in the country, offers a platform to pets and their owners to take part in workshops, activities and shop for different items. It also helps the handlers polish their knowledge about their various pet products.
The ongoing world's largest religious gathering, the Kumbh Fair in India's Prayagraj city this time has something different apart from change in arrangements and the facilities. For the first time ever, Kinnar Akhada, a transgender group, has reached and has claimed its space at the festival site, which is majorly reserved for Hindu priests, almost all of whom are men.
Lakshmi Narayan Tripathi, an Indian transgender activist and a former reality television star, is nowadays busy blessing a constant stream of pilgrims at India's Kumbh Mela, a huge ongoing religious festival in northern Prayagraj city. She is literally stealing the show at the fair with her religious movement called the Kinnar Akhada, the first transgender group, to bathe in the sacred waters at the festival site traditionally reserved for Hindu priests. On the first day of the ancient ritual, security stood by as she and her followers made their way through crowds on shiny chariots to take a dip and reclaim their place in the mainstream Orthodox Hinduism.
This was the time that every second was so important for me and of my existence after a century down the line. We children of the same Sanatan Dharma were placed back with dignity to the space which we belonged.
In India, transgenders are called hijras. They were worshipped as demigods for thousands of years but faced increased persecution under repressive rules introduced by the British, who controlled large swathes of India for 2 centuries until 1947. Today, despite legal recognition, many still face prejudice in conservative Indian society. There are few venues for employment and many are forced into sex trade or get by seeking alms at wedding and births, a long-time practice for hijras regarded increasingly as a nuisance by authorities.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.